Hello students, welcome to the second chapter of New Kings and Kingdoms. Today we are going to start with a new topic, that is administration in the kingdoms. In the previous video, children, we have already seen the emergence of the new dynasties. In the emergence of the new dynasties, we saw that a king was having an empire, right? And there were subordinates like landlords or the warrior chief. This warrior chief and landlords were assigned an area to look after, because king cannot look after the entire empire, right? So this duty of the subordinates was being assigned by the king. After assigning, what had happened, this all people used to give gifts to the kings, and other than the gifts, okay, they used to support them with the army. These two things they used to do without fail, okay. So the Samanthas had become more, means they had got more of money, okay, and wealth compared to the kings. So what we saw in the last video, that the Rashtrakuta king, that is Danti Durga, okay, Danti Durg had overthrew his king or the Chalukyan overlord, and they had taken over. He was a ruler, he was not a Kshatriya by caste, and then he performs Hiranyagarbh, and then he gets the Kshatriya tag, okay, and that's how he becomes a ruler. And this is what we saw, that kings used to assign few members to look after to the area. Now this area was in control of the members, okay, and here we are going to further know how the kings are going to share the part, okay, with the other people. Let's begin. Today's topic is administration in the kingdoms. Many kings adopted high sounding titles. What they adopted? High sounding titles like Maharaja, Maharaja Adhiraja. Maharaja Adhiraja means great king, and Adhiraja means overlord, means he is a great king compared to the rest of the kings. He will consider himself more valiant, courageous, and more superior than the other kings. Great king, overlord. Then comes the next one, that is Tribhuvan Chakravartin. Tribhuvan Chakravartin. Now in Tribhuvan Chakravartin, okay, Tribhuvan means Lord of three worlds. Lord of three worlds means heaven, the earth, and the these three worlds which we are talking about. Tribhuvan Chakravartin, Lord of the three worlds, having control over, having power of Lord, okay. You can say God's power, okay, like that they were having control over. They used to give that high sounding title, and what they used to do, in spite of this high sounding title, they shared power. Power with whom? Power with Samanthas. Samanthas are who? We had talked in the last video. Samanthas are the subordinates, okay. Peasants. Peasants are people who work in agriculture. You have traders. Traders who work for the business and all. Brahmins, the learned people, okay. So king had to share. In the previous video we talked about that they used to share this thing with two people, that is landlords and the warrior chief. Here, after overthrowing their main lord, okay, they took up and they became kings. Once they became kings, okay, they had to share their power with Samanthas, peasants, traders, Brahmins. Why they had to share this power with these people? For the effective administration. For what? For the effective administration. For better administration, you needed the help, because the empire used to be very huge and it cannot be done by one solo person, right? So it had to be divided among various people. So they had to, and they had to give and take the support of each other so that administration could go on very well. How they used to do this effective administration? Now we are going to see in detail about this. resource. The term which is used here, resource, were obtained from the producers. Resources, here we are talking about the kings, okay. His resource, from where he used to get it? From the peasants, cattle keepers and artisans. Peasants, the people who work in the agriculture. Cattle keepers means rearing of the animals. Artisans, the ones who prepare any artwork, okay, may it be a good design on a cloth and then sell the whole product. So it becomes a resource. King gets a part of share from this people, and the share which they get, the king gets, he uses for the effective administration or maybe the construction of the say temples, forts or the kingdom. So he sees to that the work is being done. This resource becomes helpful for the people. They were compelled to surrender a part of what they produced. These people had to give, okay. These people had to give all the share, okay. They had to give the share to the king. Sometimes they claimed it as rent, okay. They had to give a share. These resources were used to fix what the things were used to fix. Fix what? Fix the king's establishment, the kingdom where the king is staying, construction of temples, okay, building of new temples, because a lot of wealth will be there. It will be helpful for not only the kings but all the people as well. And forts. Forts are being fortified because the walls would save the people from the other army who come enter into and fight, okay. For saving the lives of the people from inner this thing, they built forts. They were also used to fight wars. So the money which is taken from the people, okay, that was used for the wars as well. So again we'll just brief it off, okay. Kings used to share, okay, kings used to get all the wealth, okay, a type of tax or say it as rent from the peasants, cattle keepers, artisans, and that could be said as tax or rent. Peasants, they used to work in the agricultural field, they used to sell the crops, they used to get the amount from that. One part of share was shared with the king. Cattle keepers, the ones who reared the animals, okay, they also shared a part of amount to the kings. Artisans, after selling their art form, okay, and whatever amount they used to get, that was shared with the king. And king used to use all this amount for the construction of either the kingdom or the construction of temple, forts, or for waging a war. So this way the king used to use the amount. Functions of revenue collection, okay. Function of revenue collection was generally done by functionaries from influential families. When we are talking about the influential families, what do we see here? The influential families, what I am talking is the family people, okay, who are here, who are respected in the kingdom, okay, who have some value, and people do listen or get influenced by these people. So kings, what they used to do? They used to give the powers to this influential families, and this influential families used to get the taxes, okay, revenue tax from the people. This position was often hereditary. So after a certain time period, the person gets retired, then from the family only you get the other persons to do the same work, okay. So the same family member gets the turn to collect the tax. Same was true for the army also. Again, if we see in the field of army also, we are having the same thing. People are selected from the influential families, they get a position of a huge commander in, okay, and then from the same family, the son gets the position, and then the grandson gets the position. So that has already been decided and fixed, okay. So this is children what we have seen in this video. I hope that you have understood with this topic. We'll see you later in the next video. Till then, bye.